Hello, people of the world of the internet watching internet that has to do with the internet. Welcome to this. A massive hood attached to my 1974 RA21 Toyota Celica, powered out of the 2UZ V8 out of my dad's old Toyota Tundra. If you're new and you missed out in the last video where I worked on this, up above my head is either a link to that video or it also could be a language learning model to understand robot speak to communicate with our future overlords. And that right there is hopefully a Finnish mounted radiator. Unfortunately, there was a slight casualty in the paint right here trying to get it to clear the radiator cap. How is this ESD? It's literally cloth. Perfect. Highly recommend this stuff if any of you are building a project car or just working on an older car and putting it over your coolant hoses. This stuff is like nylons for sexy robot legs. That looks so dumb. Looks nice and factory. Protected from abrasion, just like OEM. You know what I don't have though is a large enough constant tension clamp for these. I don't want to use worm gears because that's just lazy. Repeated test fits got this looking a little scummy and beat up. Nothing one final polish can't fix. A little bit of red Scotch-Brite and some dish soap and a directional buff. The tube and that. It would of course make sense that I would say tube instead of tube because aluminium. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Or maybe you did. I don't want this thing impeding the airflow and creating some kind of a turbulence. I don't know if that's actually a thing. It's naturally aspirated, but still. I can't get a marker down inside here, so hopefully I can scratch it so I can see. Well, kinda. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I stowed my filters in the car so I wouldn't get dirty. Now the purpose of the velocity stack on the inside of the airbox is because the engineers that originally designed these airboxes have those incorporated in the design, and they're more intelligent than I am, so therefore that's why it has that in there. The design allows for the velocity stack to be centrally located in the airbox, so it's kind of mid-mounted between the two air filters, sucking in all the oxygen. Now that everything is mounted where it permanently needs to be, these two oil lines need to go into that abyss. If you haven't noticed by now, this is all one giant puzzle. Wait. I don't even know how I'm gonna make that angle. This one has to go on the outside, I think. Ah, like that. I measured this before and both my oil hoses were long enough, but it's gonna be super close regardless. I don't have the brackets. I gotta powder coat them. I don't need the bracket to run it though. I can just zip tie the oil cooler up to run it. So this fitting is not gonna work for this. Oh, come on, there we go. These went on so easy before, geez. They like swell up like a hot dog in a microwave. Don't microwave hot dogs, by the way, it stinks. This is not easy. How did I miss? I was like an inch away. That's why I've never played sports, because I suck at stuff. I like these swivel ones. They're a lot nicer. This one was expensive. I'm gonna have to protect these from chafing, even though they're covered in something to protect it from chafing. I mean, the hose is nylon braided. I wonder if this, this is nylon also, but this is slip, maybe? If I put this over the hose, I'm definitely gonna need a rubber grommet. This is like watching a whale feed. Oh, I'm sorry, I was blocking the view of you trying to watch what I'm doing. That's the whole point of me doing this, is to make a YouTube video so you can see. And then if I get in the way, then it's pointless. This should be good enough, I hope. This is such a weird angle, they don't really want to... Come on. Ah, look at that. This is a tight one to try to... Or tough one to try to tango. I can't talk. Oh, I almost need to make a custom wrench. Okay, done. Oil cooler is mounted. That is almost poetic how perfectly that flows right next to the wiring harness. Amazing. This is complete. It's 3 days later. I just finished up filming a truck review, and these worked on a tiny bit yesterday. Didn't film it just because I needed to get it done quickly, are the oil cooler brackets. I have some little structural bracing on there so that way they can't flex. They're super lightweight. These guys go right here. Because I know so many of you just badly want to hear this car start up, I'm gonna wait until after it starts and everything seems okay before I send these to powder coating, which means I'm gonna have to take them back off again. But I'll do that while I'm doing the cut and buff on this car. This drives me crazy to not just send this thing to powder coating first, but I'm doing it literally just for you guys.
In case you didn't know, fun fact.
Ow, it hurt my finger.
That was not the fun fact I was referring to, nor was that fun. The 2UZ VBTI actually had a water-cooled oil cooler that was mounted to the side of the block where the oil filter was. And since this is not a Toyota Tundra, it's a much lighter vehicle, and because that assembly would not fit between the frame rails, is why I chose to go with an external front-mounted oil cooler. And I can also neither confirm nor deny that I was slightly persuaded to want to do this anyway because it's of the era, the Bozazoku or Kyoto Racer style.
The only downside to my design is the upper bolt holes are also what hold the grill in, so it's gonna slightly push the bottom of the grill out. I made these holes elliptical, so that way I have adjustment in the height. I really hope this design works. I'm gonna be a sad Sarah if this doesn't reach. Oh yeah, it's got plenty of room. Well, I don't know, it's tightening up.
Just want to barely snug this up and see how it is.
It's actually pretty rugged. It's got a tiny bit of vibration movement to it, which I don't know if that will cause an issue with a crack eventually. It's not actually touching the radiator. There's a little tiny gap, but I don't know if I'm gonna need a mount on the bottom. Because I have such limited clearance under the valance that sits below the grill in the top of the oil cooler, I'm gonna use these -10 ORB fittings that are fairly slim and should just barely clear. I gotta admit, those brackets actually look pretty fire. I'm happy how those turned out. Well, I'm gonna be really sad if this is different thread somehow. No, it's the same. I have so much stuff I don't want to scratch inside here. This is nerve-wracking. This goes right up behind the bumper so you can't see it. Perfect. Well, I'll have to tie it up on this side, but it's hidden. You can't see them. I can't believe I actually designed that off of a piece of cardboard and just winged it. It looks like it's a kit that you bought to do this kind of a retrofit. I'd imagine these do support the oil cooler a little bit, tiny bit, maybe. And that is it. That is my oil cooler mounted in its final location. It's just high enough that it'll be effective with the cooling fans behind the radiator and just low enough that it sits below the bumper cover so it can get airflow to it. The chin spoiler, I would imagine, will still probably direct some air up at it that way too. Done. Technically, I gotta powder coat it still, but done. Now, yes, this is not the style of clamp that Toyota used from the factory for the radiator hoses, but this is arguably a better style of clamp. I ordered a set of the OEM style ones, but they came and they don't fit because math is different now, I guess. This is the factory upper radiator hose for our 2005 Toyota Tundra. It's even got a little Toyota logo on it. And as you can see, the radiator is a little bit further away on the truck. This is the rest of the one I have from the bottom. Right here, maybe? How am I gonna cut that evenly? Well, this is gonna get stinky. Why is this so hard to cut through? It's not like they make a hose for this application. How the hell am I gonna do this? Did you know my detailing products are also good for lube? And it smells great too. Oh, I don't think the shape's gonna work though. Should have did this to begin with. Oh, that stinks. Oh, that's much better. Shape, round 2. Fight. I might have made it too long. That's a long boy. Oh, this stuff smells so good. Oh, that's perfect. I know I said there was no more fabricating left to do, but I forgot. I gotta make a brace that goes across the top of the core support above the radiator, and that will subsequently be a bracket for these relays for the headlights. But that's not required just yet. I can start the car without that. Now the airbox can go back in. This is how tight this engine bay is. I gotta make a custom tool. That'll work. Tight tolerances, you gotta get creative. And there you go, I got a filter on the bottom that draws in fresh cold air from down here. And then the filter on the top. Something I just noticed that I might have to address is this hose clamp might vibrate on that coolant jacket, which would cause a knock sensor issue. So I may end up having to get one of those rubber strap covers that goes over these so that way it doesn't vibrate. Hello and welcome to the following day. I almost stood right up into that. Before I can stick this back on the car, also this needs to get powder coated. I don't want to do this, but I have to. It's the only way to attach this. I'm really sad. I don't know where my silver Sharpie is. I can't find it. That's weird. I like a silver paint marker. Right here, maybe. Oh, of course I was wearing safety glasses when I did that. Why wouldn't I? Churro. Paint the raw metal, just to protect it. So, I don't know if I'm able to get this tool up inside here. I really hope I can. Yep, that's the right size. Just like I did up front for the heat shields, I'm using these little M6 by 1.0 studs, which these don't have a flange on them, unfortunately, but I don't need one because of what I have in store. Honestly, if I was smart, I would use some Loctite on those. A little bit of Loctite. Perfect. Can I do it at this angle? Oh, I can. Look at that magic. Ouch. I lost all the blood in my arms. I should be able to indent my heat shield with that. So I want to strike it this way. Need a nut that will fit this. This nut will set the depth of how far I want the heat shield to sit up. So that's gonna need Loctite. Might be able to just bottom it out, honestly. Ideally, I need to get a nut that has a really large flange on it. I don't have any, but for now, these will secure it in place. This is now the first time I'm gonna test fit this since the spaceship fabricator modified them. So I'm not quite sure which way I gotta rotate this just yet. I'm gonna have to play around. There we go, like that. Thankfully, this muffler weighs less than like a pound since it's all titanium. Oh man, I'm losing all the blood out of my arms. I can't do it anymore. Come on. There we go, now it's threading. That's better. So the way this is designed now is that the bracket is gonna be sandwiched with the little rubber pucks. It's a little bit of a Rube Goldberg machine to make this exhaust system work, but that's what's kind of neat about it. It's like futuristic 70s tech. Attach the spring. The macaroni noodle shaped bracket right here, once it's powder coated black, satin black, you won't see it. You'll just focus on the muffler. I thought about doing like a clear powder coat over it, but I think it'd look best black. To verify, I did not puncture my fuel tank. It sits up above off the floor, so that's good. What did I do with it? Somewhere. In order to start this thing, I need a functional clutch. So I ordered a 4-foot long braided stainless clutch line since my 3-foot one was gonna create just a mess. Now, if I was a smart particular individual, I would have routed this on that side, but I'm not always the smartest, so I could do something like this. Like that up there.
I can secure it right next to the steering rack.
That actually might work pretty good. Well, that's unfortunate. The fitting I thought I had, it's a -4 AN on one side, but the other side I need threaded for the brake master cylinder, which would be a 3/16 brake line fitting. Something else I have to do before I can start this engine? This. This is a block-off plate for the factory Lexus 1UZ oil level sensor, since I'm using a 1UZ oil pan. And I don't need an oil level sensor because A, this isn't a Lexus LS400, and B, I have a dipstick. The awesome part about the location of this is if you ever wanted to, you could take this cover off and use one of those little sucker tubes and suck all the oil out of the sump. Welcome to day number 4. Inside this package is, perfect. All right, maybe I can pull a harness up through the top and do this. What I can do though is plug my fans in. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but just know that it looks good. After a little bit of Googling, I was able to find the wiring schematic for the pressure transducer. Totally gonna just guess on how long I should make this wiring. 5-volt reference goes to that side. Common ground, the center. Output goes to far side. I just raised the car and I forgot to pass the wire harness down to myself. Perfect. Oil pressure gauge, complete. Temp gauge, complete. Getting close, getting close. Angel Food Cake just dropped off the fitting that I needed to connect the clutch line to the master cylinder, so now I can actually bleed and fill the clutch. The only thing I'm missing now is a clevis to attach this Toyota Land Cruiser clutch master cylinder to my Celica clutch pedal. Okay, clutch master cylinder is connected, just needs to be filled and bled. Mount clutch master cylinder. Had I rushed making this video and cut a little bit of corners here and there, not filmed as much, I probably could have had this car ready to start in this video, but I don't want to cut corners this close to the end, and I know all of you watching that have common sense would be like, do not do that this close to the end. So with that said, I just went over the entire car and looked for every last little thing that needs to be done to make the entire project 100% done. Now, the top 5 items that are left, those circles are just so the car is drivable. The bottom stuff with stars, what I'm gonna do in the next video, is tiny little things that have to be done before I can start the engine. Now, these are quick things like a coolant overflow hose, a heat sleeve on my 2 fuel lines so I can tighten those, vacuum hoses, just gotta research where they go since I'm using a new intake manifold from a 3UZ. That's it. This is like little tiny things. And then over here, these are again just little tiny quick things for the most part. The orange is stuff I should do before driving the car on the road. And the green stuff is just like installing the trim, the rear spoiler mount, zinking my tow hooks, lower chin spoiler bolts, chassis wax, and then a cut and buff. And then this is important, an alignment and a tune. In the next video, I'm gonna finish up the remaining items that are preventing this thing from starting, which should all be able to be done in one video unless something crazy happens. That also doesn't take into account incidentals, anything I may find when I'm testing and tuning the car, problems, things I designed wrong or have done wrong that I'm gonna have to fix on the way. And lastly, just to reiterate, if you guys wanna support what you see here on this channel, because I don't have major sponsors, the link to my website down below where you can purchase RoboBubble products, which I will do some detailing videos on the next project so you can get to learn those products and I can actually show them to you. And yeah. It just means a lot also that you guys have been watching this project for this long because I know it's been taking a while. So thank you. I'll see you soon with another. Bye.